Excited to see the legal fireworks here in San Diego. There's lots of great places you can stop by and see those.
Yes, very soon. So people making their plans. Time right now is 5:19, and we want to get right to this. The information about the forecast and then a fatal crash that was
exactly. We'll cover both in it. That we're still trying to gather more information on. I will bring that to you in just a minute, but we'll start off with the forecast. 5:18 right now on the clock. Conditions right now are rather cloudy. So we're seeing the temperatures are predominantly in the 60s out there. 65 right now in Santee, 67 in Carlsbad, and 66 in National City. Marine layers back this morning, so important to recognize that this is kind of that traditional expectation of this start of the morning, right? This ridge of high pressure that came through over the course of the past weekend was what brought us tearing apart, a deterioration of that marine layer. And so instead of seeing those marine layer clouds, we woke up each morning to sunshine virtually. Temperatures were able to make their way to the 80s, then cooled down to the 70s. We're in the 70s now. We're going to stay in the 70s for this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon, at least along the coastline. And then as you move east, that's where we're going to run into those slightly warmer temperatures. Ridge of high pressure stays overhead, but it's a little off to our east. So that's what's helping to prevent us from warming up all that much. Hottest temperatures are under the center of this ridge. When we start to see it drift back in our direction, though, and you start to more vividly see that ridge itself, we see some warmer temperatures come about. Here in San Diego, we're going to get some of those hottest temperatures for Southern California, because you see how as you head up the California coast, we'll just run into those cooler temperatures. So San Diego is going to be first in line for those hot temperatures. Fair weather through the end of this week, meaning through Friday. Warming expected again by this upcoming weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. In particular, that Sunday-Monday stretch is likely going to be our hottest. Night and morning clouds along the coastline. Not going to really be able to avoid those for this morning and tomorrow morning. The emphasis is that those are not that dense. It is a very minimal, patchy type of marine layer out there. High temperatures this afternoon are going to be in the 70s along the coast, 78 for Oceanside, 73 for Del Mar, 75 for San Diego. Take a look at Escondido, making it to 85 this afternoon, 89 for Ramona, and 84 for El Cajon. So those 80s are felt as you make your way east, but this is in contrast to the 90s that they were at easily as we were looking at, you know, the end of the weekend, early this week, and same for some of those western valleys, mostly in the 70s here. On the 8-day forecast, we could cool down by another degree, otherwise stay pretty stagnant going into Friday. And then it's the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, that we start to see that warming occur again. Low 90s possible inland. Looks like as we get into the middle of next week, those temperatures aren't going to fluctuate all that much. We likely will have a pretty minor cool down in the forecast as we get into, you know, that Tuesday, Wednesday stretch. You see those temperatures fall back to maybe 86 degrees. Across the mountains and deserts, a little bit of a different situation because they're not getting much of a cool down to begin with, and then they're going to hold on to 90s from Saturday across the mountains all the way through at least Thursday of next week. So the expectation is that next week is going to look very similar to this week, just going to be a very, very hot one overall. So something to keep an eye on. CBS8.com/weather has more on that. We want to switch gears, talk about what's going on as far as traffic goes. We'll take you back to this crash that took place in the Las Pulgas exit. That's the off-ramp near Camp Pendleton, up on the 5 southbound. This is in Oceanside. So fatality on the 5 southbound. CHP has reported that at least one person has been killed in this. We do know at least 2 vehicles were involved. You can see leading up to it that this is a purple line on the 5 southbound, indicating that it is a complete closure. The 5, this icon was just added. Want to get the information there. And it looks like, yep. So that's just the reminder that that entry ramp now to the 5 southbound from Las Pulgas is closed because that crash. SIG alert is issued. That means that all traffic is being rerouted on the off-ramp at Las Pulgas, and no traffic is being let on at the 5 on-ramp at Las Pulgas. Again, speeds way beyond that. So leading up to it and that complete closure, speeds are at 28 miles per hour. They drop down to 2 miles per hour as you get to that exit. So right now, if you're able to, ahead of this, reroute, I would say do so. Obviously, we know that this is a stretch from San Clemente south that you're not going to be able to reroute much, but if you can get off on one of the off-ramps from San Clemente before Las Pulgas, that would probably be a better option, just because you can see how much of that traffic is going to be building from San Onofre, for example, all the way down south. Ned Allison, things back to you.
Hey, yeah.